Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this. What to do when your symptoms are extreme. All right? And don't worry, I'm not going to trigger you by describing how extreme they can get. But just to address the people who feel like they're truly in chaos in the middle of a storm. So, first and foremost, do what you can to relax your body and allow your breath to slow. The natural inclination, the brain's automatic protective mode when we're experiencing something pretty intense is even just thinking about like some difficult, uncomfortable dental work. I know I'm in the chair clenching, and that's very temporary and that's very mild compared to what some of you folks are going to. But do your best to let your body relax. Get out of the clenched, get out of the shallow breathing. Because if you can get into a relaxed body, that is definitely a signal to the brain that we're not in as much peril as the brain perceives compared to practically holding your breath. So, allow yourself to relax as much as you can within your given limitations. Allow your breathing to slow within your limitations. Some people say, I can't take a nice, slow, deep breath. I get here, and that's it. Sometimes that's due to the tension. That's why I say start with a relaxed body. So what else can we do? Well, fundamentals, folks. We're going to go right back to what's causing these symptoms. If you think you're sick, ill, broken, got a disease, something horrible going on, it's going to be really hard, really difficult to teach the brain, settle down. So clarity, what creates symptoms? In my view, from everything I've seen, the more danger the person is perceiving, the more heightened the symptoms are. The more their stories tell a story of brokenness, sick, diseased, stuck, never going to recover, fear, predictions of the worst. The more the stories tell that theme, the higher the symptoms are going to be. And in no way, shape, or form do I want anybody with high symptoms to assume this means I'm blaming you or saying this is your fault because you're thinking the worst. Of course you are, because when symptoms are that high, the default response is, oh no, what if I never get out of this? So recognize it's normal. Your thoughts, your fears, even your worries that, oh no, what if I don't get better? Is this my life? Depression sets in. Depression is deep sadness plus no hope. So the goal of everything I teach is accurate knowledge so that we can dial down the fear and that perceived danger so that the brain can go, we're actually okay. And this entire process creates hope. Hope for a better future. Hope for a better today. Hope. When you add hope to depression, you're just left with sadness, right? Because hope is the antidote to depression. And so, if your symptoms are really extreme, start with clarity. This is perceived danger. I'm not really in danger. I'm not sick. I'm not broken. I'm not diseased. Nothing horrific is going on. I have a terrified brain. And that is sounding the false alarms all over the place. So clarity, number one, job number one. So if you think you're broken or sick, your brain's going to behave as if that's true. So you got to get clarity. The first video in the Fast Start playlist walks you through what creates perceived danger symptoms. Go to it, dansfaststart.com. And look, if you're in a panic right now, I know the last thing you want to do is hear me say, go watch a video. You're saying, I've watched them all. How do I get this pain to stop? And I understand that. The compelling desire is, give me a button to push. How do I make it stop? And we fight it, and we freak out, and we panic, and we despair, and we beg, and we plead, and we scream, and we rage at the symptoms. And I can assure you that all that does is say, danger, 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 right? So what I'm asking or suggesting that you do on the surface seems impossible, and I get it, but it's really not. You have an opportunity to show your brain through your response that you're much better than you thought you were 10 minutes ago. Clarity of thought. Don't believe the fearful thoughts that say this is the rest of my life. It's not. This stuff is very temporary. And you are capable. You can get through this. You've got 100% track record of making it through every difficult, bad, even horrific day. You've made it through every single one of them. You'll make it through today. So do your best not to add to the suffering by responding to the symptoms with predictions of your own demise in a horrible future. Because those predictions are screaming danger. So at minimum, try to get out of the future-paced fear of this never changing. It will change. Symptoms will settle down when you do. Start to get more focus on now. Forget the past. Forget all the crap you've read or have been told. Forget all the people you've talked to who are sharing their horror stories, and now you're predicting that's your life. Put all that aside. Right now, objectively, yes, you're racked with symptoms, and it's pretty horrific sometimes. But forget everything you've been told. Forget a prediction of the future. Right now, if you knew it was temporary, how would you respond mentally and emotionally? You'd probably find the inner strength to say, okay, it's temporary. My job is safety, clarity, calm, reassurance, freak out, panic, impatience, frustration, terror, just desperation. None of those things say I'm okay. So do your best within your power, within your limitations, to find the way to reassure yourself. It's okay, Dan. Forget the past crap. Forget what the future might be. Right now, I'm going to be okay. I am going to be okay. Just watch me. And again, you've made it through every single tough, difficult, and even horrendous day you've ever had. And I know right now you may feel like this is the worst it's ever been. And you can't imagine that you're going to be able to get out of this. But that's the thing. We need to start imagining it. We need to start viewing that the brain hasn't turned it off yet. This is all temporary. And start to see yourself pain-free, symptom-free, feeling good, smile on your face, knowing that you were able to successfully teach your brain, your terrified brain, that you're actually okay. But again, that must start with the clarity that you're not sick. You've got perceived danger, pain, or symptoms. That's it. You're not broken. If you continue to go back to, well, I was told I have this diagnosis or that diagnosis, and it sounds an awful lot like what that thing is defined as. Okay, so maybe it's TMS and they came up with a medical label for it. Do you ever think of that? It's not that you have this disease, it's that the disease was named after the symptoms that you happen to be having caused by a terrified brain. You know, medical diagnoses are not relevant. If you've noticed, the more terrified you get, the higher your symptoms get. It's all the proof you need. Your body's not the problem, because your body doesn't hurt like that when you're scared. Right? So, what do you do when you're in the thick of it, in the middle of a storm? Hold on to the raft. If the waves are tumbling you, hold on to the raft. Sometimes all you can do is be with it. Lay with it, sit with it. Know it's temporary. Breathe through it. Stop fighting it. Fighting is not the answer. Begging for it to go away is not the answer. Allowing it to be present, well, gently, calmly reminding yourself, I'm going to get through this. This is temporary. I'm in the right place. I'm on the right track. This is all brain-created symptoms. And I know it seems wild that the brain can create symptoms that are this intense. But even the late, great Dr. Sarno said that TMS, these mind-body conditions, can create symptoms and pains far greater than almost everything else in medical science. So if your symptoms are that intense, that's also proof that it's not your body. You're not sick. You don't have some mystery disease. You have a terrified brain. And your job number one is clarity, that that's all that's going on. And you can use that clarity and accurate information to bring down the terror, to bring down the fear, to panic less, freak out less, reassure more, trust more. Don't predict the horrible future. Right now, objectively, the symptoms are screaming, but objectively, you're okay. And you will be okay. You're going to get through it. So your job is to remind yourself of the facts. Perceived danger response is what's going on. Remind yourself of the facts, that it's all temporary, and that you've made it through every bad time of your life, and you've been through a lot. I know that. Remind yourself that you're safe. This whole thing doesn't equate to walking around saying, come on, brain, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. Brain's not going to buy it. Think, act, and behave as if you're truly okay. A soft body, relaxed body, breathing slowly. Perhaps a little smile on your face, saying this is all temporary. I'm going to get through it. I'm going to be fine. These things help. And if you're saying, Dan, this is impossible, it hurts too much, I get it. But this is how you can influence the symptoms to come down. Nothing is a light switch. Nothing is a lever that you can pull to shut things down immediately. But a calm response with clarity that you're not sick or broken is the closest thing to influencing directly the symptoms. But we're not trying to turn off symptoms here. We're trying to allow, accept, stop fighting, lower the fear with accurate information, clarity, certainty, knowledge that this is temporary. When these concepts start to sink in, the brain's going to say, oh, wow, maybe you're okay. And when the brain has that sigh of relief, symptoms can start to come down. And that's when you know you're on the right track. But even if the symptoms haven't moved yet, if you're starting to feel a little bit of optimism, mentally and emotionally, you're on the right track. You're absolutely on the right track. The mental and emotional shift, also known as the mindset, needs to shift before the symptoms do. Why? Because the brain and its perception of reality is what is turning on the symptoms. The brain's perception is, oh no, we're in trouble, danger. So we need to change that brain's mindset, the perception, to that of, I'm okay, I'm safe, this is temporary, it's going to go away. Once you get the mindset focused in the right direction, the symptoms will follow. They will take care of themselves. If you are completely symptom focused and desperately begging and pleading and crying out for them to slow down and settle down and let you go, you're missing the whole mindset needs to lead the way thing. The mindset does need to lead the way. You need to convince yourself in this scared brain that you're okay. When the brain buys it, the symptoms will settle down. Staring at the symptoms in terror and freaking out over them is not the solution. So, if your symptoms are really intense, I hope this video has helped you out with some strategies. But I've really tried to pave the way for calm, clarity, certainty, temporary. These things need to lead the way. The brain will eventually buy into those messages and start to settle things down. I hope this helps. I love you, and as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.